All right, what's going on, guys? Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Friday, August the 27th, 2021. Appreciate you all tuning in. I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Daily Crow. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in, taking your questions, your comments, your calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. As you can see, we are back in the studio. Feels good to be back. We got a packed weekend ahead. And very excited to chat with you here today on this Friday. We got a lot to get into, guys. Like I said, taking your questions, your comments, your calls as well. You already know the drill. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Guys, before we get into everything, I want to tell you about our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they both left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being, and you should be treated as such. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client, not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You've been involved in any type of accident, no matter what it is. The last thing you should be worried about is dealing with paperwork and dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you. They use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, guys, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in their Somerville location, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com for more information. Again, guys, with our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Guys, also, if you are in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to TDC Questions, the TDC Questions channel, to be sure your questions are answered. Again, folks, 843-790-3377. Feels great to be talking to you all here on this Friday. Appreciate you all tuning in. I see John Kruger, Todd Smith, Travi, Phil, Luke, Nick Renfro, John Kruger, Eric Price, Rob Youngson, Noah Johns. Solo Bowen says the audio is delayed. Solo, I've noticed that happens sometimes, but it normally catches back up. Let me know if it doesn't, though. Appreciate you all tuning in. Doc Graybeard, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much tuning in here on this Friday. TGIF, like I said, we got a lot to get into here on a Friday. Let's see. Eric Price, 8 days. Hey, bro, have you heard of any mention of reduced stadium capacity? Seems most other schools are now reducing fan attendance. Eric, which schools are you talking about? Because I've heard nothing of the sort. I can't believe honestly, I can't believe people are even worried about it. Like, you really think they're not going to do 100% capacity, man? Really? After last year? They're this close? We're 8 days away. Tickets have been bought, bro. What are they going to do? No, we're on. We're on for full capacity. We're on for football season. We're on for tailgating. We're on for everything. Bottom line. Let's see. Solo Bowen says, worried about COVID. I play for Fox Creek, and our whole football team got quarantined. Dude, I'm not the guy. I don't come on here to talk about COVID and everything else and whatever else and whatever. I don't do. I talk football. I talk sports. So I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, we're full steam ahead. That's all I know. So that's all I know. Eric, there's Tennessee and Kentucky. I've heard nothing of the sort. In regards to any SEC team changing any plans in regards to capacity or anything like that. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not the most in the know when it comes to stuff like that. But as far as I know, we're full steam ahead, man. Let's see. Sean O'Brien says, any big plans for the weekend? Nothing crazy. We're actually continuing our season simulation series tonight, 7 o'clock. We will take on Texas A&M. Tomorrow, man, I'm honestly probably the last Saturday before kickoff, probably just going to take it easy and watch some football and hang out and just kind of savor Savor the last calm Saturday, I guess. Again, it's not that I'm not looking forward to the season. Of course I am, but just savor the last calm Saturday in Columbia. Sunday, though, we actually are going to be out at the Thread Affair event. Very excited to partner up with those guys and actually sponsor the event. We'll be out at the Thread Affair event. That will run Sunday, noon to 6. I'll actually have a table set up. Going to be doing a live show in some capacity on Sunday, taking questions and just bringing awareness to the event overall. But really excited for that. And then we'll have our season simulation series Sunday night at 7 o'clock. So we'll do that Sunday night at 7. We will take on Florida Sunday night at 7. And, of course, we get into game week next week. Daily podcasts are back. The Daily Crow continues to roll on. Going to be a hell of a week next week. But a pretty low-key weekend. Nothing wild, nothing crazy. And like I said, I did that on purpose. One quick reminder, by the way, guys. One quick reminder. I mentioned Dason and Shalabi Law Firm at the beginning of this stream, as I do each and every single time, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. We are giving away a pair of tickets this afternoon on Instagram. We've been running this giveaway for the last week or so. I reposted the giveaway post on our Instagram story this morning, giving away a pair of tickets, Section 20, to South Carolina's first game of the football season against Eastern Illinois. If you want to be eligible, it's very simple. Go to Instagram, like the post, tag 3 friends, and follow Dason and Shalabi Law Firm on Instagram. You must follow them to be eligible. If I pick you and you're not following them, guess what? You don't win the ticket. So you want to make sure you're following them. You want to make sure you're eligible. Head over to Instagram. Make sure you share that, everything else, and give yourself a chance to win 2 tickets to the game. So let's see. 843-790-3377, guys. That's 843-790-3377. Phil in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, he says, daily weather report for New Hampshire, 86 degrees and sunny. Very nice. Manchester United stock up 10% today with the big news of CR7 coming home. Today is a great day. Jeff Sweat, happy Friday to you as well. He says, let's hear about some Gamecocks football. Luke RJ, any takeaways from the Carolina calls last night? Yeah, I mean, dude, I think the big one that kind of went under the radar a little bit is Shane Beamer literally saying, of course, he was asked about injuries and stuff like that, and he was asked about Luke Doty, Cam Smith, Kevin Harris. Shane Beamer said that if they had to go, all of those guys could play next weekend. Shane Beamer actually said he's very optimistic that Cam Smith will play, which is, I honestly thought Cam would be out a couple of games. So that is fantastic news. We got some great news on the injury front. And hearing Shane Beamer say that, if Luke Doty had to go, if it was a situation where we were playing, let's face it, probably a bigger opponent, Luke Doty would play. So that is fantastic news on the injury front, which tells me he's going to be back for week 2. There's no question. Luke Doty will be back for week 2. I heard some people talking about, Luke Doty, it's going to linger 4, 5, 6. No, he's going to be back week 2. So I thought that was great news in regards to the injury front. It sounds like Rick Sandage will probably miss a couple of games with his leg injury, but that was a huge, huge boost here in that, man. Luke Doty's going to be okay. It's not something that sounds like it's going to linger in any capacity, and Luke Doty will be back at the latest in week 2. And again, I think Shane Beamer and the staff, they understand there's just no point in playing the guy. I mean, you're going to be able to beat EIU. I mean, I'd love to see Doty get out there. If he's ready to go, I'd love to see him get reps in this offense, build some continuity and build some confidence. But, don't push it. Don't push it. I mean, but it's just great news to hear that those guys are okay. They're going to be back at the latest week 2. And, yeah. So I thought that was my biggest takeaway. And besides that, just kind of your basic call-in show, nothing crazy. I was actually on the way back to Columbia from being out of town. So I will actually be at Carolina Calls next week. My plan is to let's see. Yeah, I will be there. My plan is to make Carolina Calls like a part of my weekly routine and just go because I've got friends and buddies that go, and I like going to hang out with them. And it's a cool, fun thing. I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. Let's see. Justin says, next Saturday, breaking in the new house the right way, a little Crown and Pepsi, smoking a Boston Butt and Carolina football. Let's freaking go. Brack, what's going on? What's going on, Brack? Appreciate you tuning in. Tyler Knoll, next week this time, going to be like a kid on Christmas, so ready to see the boys spot the damn ball. Yes, Tyler, also this time next week, we will be getting ready for our live show from Hall's Chop House, out in front of Hall's Chop House in downtown Columbia, across the street from the State House out there on the patio. We will be out there. So, yes, we'll be out there. 5 to 7, guys. It'll be just like the Rita show. Cox by 9 and I be out there. We'll 5 to 6. We'll do a little bit of a meet and greet, say what's up to you guys. And then 6 to 7, we will do the actual live show, break down the game against Eastern Illinois, talk kind of football, of course, and going to be a really, really good time, and I'm really looking forward to it. Appreciate Cox by 90 inviting me to do so. We got a fantastic giveaway, by the way, guys. We are giving away some incredible stuff next Friday. So if you're in the city, be sure to come out next Friday night, September the 3rd, at Hall's Chop House. At Hall's Chop House, going to be a really, really, really good time. And I'm sure you guys have seen us promoting that on social media. Let's see. So, a little bit on what channel's the game on. The first game's on SEC Network Plus. Eric Price says, so what if Zeb is fire and really rolling? Do we wait to bring back Doty? No. Dude, listen, I know that question's going to come up, and I know if Zeb Nolan goes out there and, if he goes 9 for 10 for 150 yards, that's going to be a conversation going into ECU. No. You can't take anything from EIU as like a conclusion, like, oh, man, he should get the start because he balled out against EIU. That Luke Doty will not lose his starting job because of an injury. He will not. Bottom line. There's a reason Luke Doty was named QB1. Again, he's not going to have his starting job ripped away because of an injury. He's not. He's not. Bottom line. So, no, I don't think it matters what any of the quarterbacks do. So, I don't think it matters what any of the quarterbacks do. Phil in the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, says, Boston Butt. I used to dance under that name. Very nice, Phil. Very nice. So, Doc, it's actually, I read it was on SEC Network Plus. I don't know. Somebody said ESPN Plus. I thought it was SEC Network Plus. I'm going to be in the stadium, so it don't really matter to me either way. I will find out, though. Sean O'Brien, glorified spring game, dare I say. I mean, it's obviously more than a spring game, but in a way, it's another game where I would say don't draw conclusions from the game. Just because you go spank EIU, that doesn't mean you're going to go win 10 games this year, right? I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a game to empty your roster, to build confidence, to get guys reps. That's really what you want to use, and to have a fun start to the Shane Beamer era. So let's see. Keys says, who do you think gets the starting job, Jason Brown or Zeb Nolan and White? Zeb Nolan, no questions asked. I think there's a reason they brought him in. And I know that sounds crazy, guys, because a week ago to the date, basically, I was saying there's no way this guy ever sees the field. But as we've gone on and the momentum has picked up and picked up and picked up, and I think it's Zeb Nolan. I think Zeb Nolan will be QB1. I think no question Zeb will get the nod. I just, with his experience, the only quarterback on the roster right now that's healthy, that has Power 5 experience. I just, I think for that reason, they will hand the keys over to Zeb Nolan. He will start. I think he'll start. Jeff Sweats is actually on ESPN2. Are you talking South Carolina EIU is on ESPN2? Because I don't think that's accurate. But anyways, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. How about Steven Garcia, my guy, liking the Daily Crow post on social media? Appreciate you, Gar. I wonder if Gar's tuned in here. We'll have to get Gar on one of these one day. Get old Gar. Let's see. Doc Graybeard, Doty is by far our best option when healthy. I agree. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think the best version of this offense and the best version of this team will come with Luke Doty under center. I just truly believe that. When you look at our strengths, you look at our deficiencies, you look at what we're gonna want to do offensively. I think there's no question. That Luke Doty's our guy. So David Garrick says, hey, people, you really need to see Chris at Tin Roof on Wednesdays. Really need to see Chris at Tin Roof on Wednesdays. Was worth the 3-hour ride. David, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you coming out. I feel like we're having a blast at Tin Roof. If you're on the fence about it, it's a really, really good time. Definitely come out. It's only getting better and better and better. The guests are incredible. The banter is great. So, again, David Garrick, appreciate the love. Appreciate the support, man. I can't say enough good things to you, David. Yeah, David made the trip from the coast, from Isle of Palms, all the way up to Columbia for the show. And I thought we had a blast. Tin Roof, also a great venue with the wing special and drink special. And, like I said, we're just getting started, man, with game week next week. And, I mean, it's going to be really rocking and rolling as we go throughout this 2021 football season for sure, man. Going to be incredible. Going to be absolutely incredible. Solo Bowen. The media is so dumb. They are underrating Kevin Harris so much. Which media specifically? Because, like, the one where Kevin Harris was ranked the 69th best player in college football, like, I had no issue with that. I mean, I understand. Like, one of the reasons I love Carolina fans is we just take everything personally. Like, we feel like ESPN hates us. The announcers hate us. Guys, I've explained this before, but I guess I can explain it again. The reason Kevin Harris does not get the love Tank Bigsby and Isaiah Spiller gets, which is why he's second team, Kevin Harris is not a flashy back. He is not a personality. He is not a sexy player. And so that's why he gets overlooked. And again, I think there's almost this thought from everyone that Kevin Harris, he's not even the best running back on his team. I think some people think of it that way. I think some people think of it that way. So, listen, I think the argument of who's the best running back in the SEC is stupid anyways, because Auburn fans think it's Tank. Texas A&M fans think it's Isaiah Spiller. Kentucky fans think it's Chris Rodriguez. We think it's Kevin Harris. I mean, it's all a biased thing anyways. It's all a biased thing anyways. And, I mean, yeah, Doc Graybeard makes the point. Again, I mean, I don't know what type of respect you expect to get when, your running back led the SEC in rushing, but he was on a 2-win team. He was on a 2-win team with a coach that got fired. So I don't know. I don't let it bother me. Like, I don't care where he's ranked. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. Kevin Harris is a good player. He's a great player. It is what it is, man. It's totally fine. It is what it is, dude. It is what it is. So, it is what it is. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. Happy Friday to you all. Happy Friday to you all. Thank you so much for the love and support, man. Been another incredible week. Really looking forward to the weekend and getting into game week. Folks, we are 1 week away from game day eve. Game day eve. Guys, guess what? 5 shows per week. 5 podcasts per week is back next week. Daily podcasts are back. Very excited. I'm also 1 step closer to getting our game day plans finalized. I am 1 step closer to that. Made a call to Jay's Corner this morning. I'm just going to keep you guys in the loop at this point, what's going on. Made a call to Jay's Corner this morning, trying to talk with the owner of Jay's. That's who I need to coordinate stuff with. So called, left a message. She was not there at the time, but I promise you guys one thing. We are going to have something out, a decision. It's going to be made by Monday at the latest, because I need time. I told them, I need time to promote this. My people are asking me what the hell is going on. I haven't put out a graphic. I haven't put out an announcement. I haven't put out anything, and it's annoying me. So, yeah. So I'm figuring that out. We're figuring that out behind the scenes. We are figuring that out behind the scenes. So, Phil says in the TDC Questions channel, Gar probably day drinking and watching the Daily Crow right now. Who knows, man? Gar's on another planet. Just a roach on a rock. Dusty Rhodes, last year every game was illegally streamed on YouTube, so there's always that, LOL. Yeah, I'm not going to be the guy to do that. Brian Dean says Zeb will manage the game fine. Iowa State, North Dakota State are pretty good programs. North Dakota State has multiple national championships. The pedigree is there. And again, guys, like I told you, I think the thought process from Shane Beamer, Marcus Satterfield is this. Listen, you think Shane Beamer doesn't want to have a successful opener? I mean, this is not only his South Carolina debut. This is his debut as a head coach. And I'd have to think Shane Beamer wants things to operate and run as smooth as possible, right? So who would he rather put out there? A guy like Jason Brown or Colton Gauthier who have never started a game at this level? Or a guy like Zeb Noland that at least he's played at this level? At least he's going to go out there. I don't think Zeb Noland is going to, look up and the lights be too bright and crap down his leg and do something stupid, right? I think Zeb Noland will run the offense. He'll do exactly what Satterfield and Beamer want him to do. He'll hand the football off. He'll get it to his playmakers. He won't turn it over. And, that's all you got to do in this game against EIU. The only way this opener, and I don't really see any way South Carolina could lose this game. The only way South Carolina could lose this game if they turn it over like 10 times, literally. So the only way, though, that this opener could go not as smooth as we all hope is turning the football over, like just making careless, dumb mistakes. And so you look at the quarterbacks and you're like, which guy is most likely to not make those silly mistakes? And I think it's the veteran Zeb Nolan. I understand where they're coming from. I get it. Michael Cooper. Hey, Chris, why do you believe Jalen Dickerson has fallen out of the rotation at safety? Saw him as a presumed starter coming into the offseason. I mean, I think he's certainly in the rotation. It doesn't sound like he's a starter right now. I don't know. I mean, I'm not at practice, Michael. I don't know. I mean, it's, listen, I think you believe and I mean, they're not just picking names out of a hat to start. You go out there and you earn positions. You earn the right to play. So if it's Roderick and Carlin Splatel, or it's Jalen Foster, or it's Tyrese Ross, they've earned the right to play. So they're not just starting guys to start them. They're playing the best available option. So listen, Jalen's going to play. I think Jalen's going to have a solid year. I don't know about a great year, but I think he'll have a solid year. And but you earn the right to start. Bottom line, you earn. But in a 4-2-5, like I said, man, they're all going to shuffle in and out and play. They're all going to play. Let's see. Doc Graybeard says, let's not forget he was born in the huddle, coached alongside Frank Beamer, Lincoln Riley, Steve Spurrier. These are some of the best ever. They trusted his judgment, so I think I will too. Yeah, exactly. Sean O'Brien, I think fans are expecting a 70-point game because they're comparing it to the Charleston Southern game the other year. And again, I haven't dropped my official prediction. My preseason predictions, as you guys know at this point, I have 41-7 as the score. And that score could change a little bit here and there as we go into next week and go into Friday, and I lock in my official prediction. It's going to be somewhere around there. I'll tell you guys that. I dropped that prediction when I dropped my full schedule prediction, and I had some people saying, like, you really only think we're going to beat EIU 41-7? Like, what are you talking? And I'm like, I think keep your predictions conservative for week one. I mean, it is the first game of the Beamer era. It's the first game for this offense. I think we're going to run the ball a lot, which will burn clock. Like, I don't know that we're going to score 70. You know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to play a lot of backups. Like I would not be surprised if it's a 24-3 type of score, maybe a 24-7 type of score at half. And we see a lot of Colton Gauthier. We see a lot of Jason Brown. Heck, maybe we see some Connor Jordan. We're seeing backups play. So, and I'm not saying the backups can't do well, but I'm just saying, like, to think we're going to score. I mean, maybe we will score 70. Hell, I'd love to see it. I mean, God, that'd be a great night. That'd be a fantastic night. That'd be a great night. But I don't know. I think it's better to keep expectations a little conservative, a little realistic. Eric Price, Georgia Clemson. I got Georgia. Got Georgia winning the game. I think it's 31-28 Georgia. Brian Dean says, I want to see Ortre Smith ball out. He needs a big game. I mean, a lot of those receivers need a big game to just build confidence. A lot of those receivers just need to build confidence in week one. No question. Let's see. Dakota Lee Center Fight says, I really think it doesn't matter who starts. In my opinion, I think all three quarterbacks will play some game one. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. They're all going to play. I mean, again, this isn't a situation where they're fighting for the QB1 job. Luke Doty's QB1. Like, this is just to fill in till he gets back. That's all it is. So, let's see. Again, guys, questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Eric Frieder, take your score prediction one step further. Do you think the defense scores? What about special teams scoring? Great question. Yeah, I mean, it's really tough to predict. Will the defense get us? I wouldn't be shocked if the defense got a score. I think the defense will force some turnovers. Now, again, do they scoop and score it? Do they pick it and take it all away? I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, I think the defense is going to have a good game. I'd expect our defense, after all the preseason of talking about how how bad they were a year ago. I think our defense will have a good game. I think they'll get after the quarterback, and EIU's got a freshman quarterback rolling out there. I mean, you'd certainly, I think it'd be a little worrisome if we went through the first game against EIU and South Carolina didn't force a turnover. I mean, let's call it what it is. I'd be a little nervous if the Gamecocks didn't force a turnover against EIU. I think we will. Special teams, I mean, again, it's one of those things. It's hard to predict because it's not like we've been, with Beamer ball. Who knows? I mean, I said in the preseason, I've said throughout this preseason, I think Beamer ball will show its face once or twice this season. I think we'll win a game because of it, or at least it'll be a positive difference maker in a game. Will it be week one? Who knows? It's something that's really, really tough to predict. It wouldn't shock me, though. I mean, I definitely think the defense will have a good game. I'd expect multiple turnovers forced by the defense. I really would. Brian Alexander, who will keep us in games, our offense or defense this year? See, I think the offense. I think the offense is going to be much better. I know the questions at wide receiver, but I really think Luke Doty's athleticism is the game changer. I really believe Luke Doty's athleticism is the game changer. So I think the offense is going to be what carries this team. And I know there's some people specifically. I know Eric Fryer is probably one that don't love hearing me say that. I'm not expecting a ton from the defense. I mean, listen, I think the defense is going to make improvements. I do. But it's because they can't be worse than they were last year. It's just not possible. So, I think we're going to be a defense that, will be improved, but how improved? You know what I mean? And what does that really mean? So I think we're going to have to win games. We're going to have to score to win. I mean, just bottom line. I mean, and it's this day and age in college football, man. Like, you're not going to win games 20-17. We all know that. So, I think you're going to have to score to win, and I think South Carolina will be able to score using their running game, using their big offensive line, using Luke Doty's athleticism. If you can just find 2 or 3 consistent options, they don't have to be Sidney Rice or Alshon Jeffrey, but, God, just some consistent options on the outside, some consistent options. I think you can be pretty solid offensively. I'm not saying great, but I think you can do enough, and I think it'll be what carries this team. How can you look at the defense and say the defense is going to carry this team? How can you? I mean, how can you really? You know what I mean? Yes, you got a great foundation with your defensive front, but your linebackers are extremely average, and your secondary, I mean, it just goes without saying the uphill battle you're fighting in the secondary. So I look to the offense. The offense is going to have to be the ones that, at least early in the season especially, I think carry this team, no doubt, no question. Doc Graven, if we can have 7 guys play well and pass block this year, 5 starters and 2 solid backups. Yeah, I feel good about the O-line. I mean, like I said, I'm not sitting here saying it's the best offensive line in the country or the SEC or anything or, whatever, but I feel solid. I feel good about the offensive line. I do. I feel good about the offensive line overall. Brian Dean says South Carolina 49, EIU 3. He also says Georgia 38, Clemson 35. I will take both of those scores, my friend. Tyler Knoll, speaking of wide receiver, Landon Sampson is a dude. Excited about him. Yeah, he had a hell of a game last night. Yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. Brian Dean also says, use Nick Muse. Yeah, for sure. Use everybody. I mean, use your playmakers, man. Michael Cooper says, I think we should not let Cam Smith suit up and should get a look at Darius Rush at CB2, cornerback 2. Well, Darius is most certainly going to play. How much will Cam play is a very, very good question because he's been nursing that injury. And, Shane Beamer did say he would be good to go, but let's see here. We got a call from Athens, Tennessee. Who could this be? We'll see. What's going on? You're on the air. How are you?
Good. I'm a big South Carolina fan and Gamecocks fan, and I was wanting to know a question that you can answer.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I'm from East Tennessee, and you wouldn't think a big South Carolina fan be in Tennessee, would you?
You most certainly would not.
Well, I want to know, do you think we got a chance to beat Tennessee this year?
Yeah, I've picked South Carolina to win that game. So, I mean, I definitely think South Carolina's got a very good shot to win. I think it'll be a close game. I think going to Neyland, it's just a tough place for us to play. I know Tennessee's not great this year. They lost so much. Their roster's depleted. But it just seems like it's always a tough game for us in Neyland. So, but I've got South Carolina winning the game. I think that I'd like to think by that point in the season, what will be week 6 or week 7 or something. I think week 6, maybe week 5, something around there. Things should start to be clicking for us, though. So hopefully we're playing some of our better football. And Tennessee's a mystery. Obviously, they've got a lot of holes, a lot of questions. But, yeah, I certainly, again, I've picked South Carolina to beat Tennessee in the preseason, and I definitely think the Gamecocks have a great chance. I do think it'll be a close game. I know there's a lot of our fans that think South Carolina's just going to go up there and blow them out. It's going to be a cakewalk. And, I get it. Their roster is really depleted. But, South Carolina, Tennessee – it just always seems to be close, and I think that'll probably be the case again this year.
Now, can I share something with you before I get off of here?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
I had a great uncle. He went to University of Aiken for 2 years, and then he went to the other 2 years, University of South Carolina. Well, he passed away from brain cancer, and he was a big old South Carolina Gamecock fan, and he's got family up here in Tennessee, but he rubbed off on me, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're holding it down up there in Tennessee for the Gamecocks. I know that's probably tough, but we appreciate it.
Now, big old, you wouldn't believe how big of a South Carolina fan I would be, would you?
Hey, it's like I said, I'm just glad you're holding it down up there, and yeah, hopefully the Gamecocks can get a win against Tennessee just to make your life a little bit easier, I'm sure. So.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to share something else. I have a service dog, and on his collar, he's got one of them South Carolina Gamecock collars. I ordered off of Amazon.
Really? Love that.
Yeah.
That's a good boy right there. Then that's a good boy.
Yeah, and I'm waiting next month to get his leash to match with that.
Very
I can't
nice.
wait to get it.
Very nice. Love to hear it. What was your name again?
It is Rebecca Standridge.
Rebecca, Rebecca, like I said, I appreciate you calling in, and let's hope that the Gamecocks get that dub up there and in Knoxville. Like I said, to make your life a little bit easier. So I appreciate you calling in. Call in anytime, okay?
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, you have a good one. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Good stuff, guys. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls as well. David Garrick says, Zeb to Juju, first play. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I keep hearing about Juju. I've heard a lot about Juju McDowell, and I've heard he's been arguably the most impressive player on the roster through fall camp. So, true freshman, you don't want to put too much on him, but I tell you what, we are hearing a lot of Juju McDowell banter. That's for sure. A lot of momentum for Juju McDowell. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. What's on your mind today? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you so much for the love and support this week, guys. It's been an incredible week. Gearing up for a big weekend, and really actually a low-key weekend, but gearing up for a huge week next week. Of course, guys, with it being game week officially, daily podcasts will be back. Of course, we'll be back out at Tin Roof on Wednesday. Live show at Halls Friday, September the 3rd, out there 5 to 7. And, of course, we'll be out there past 7, just hanging out and whatever. But we'll be live right here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, from 6 to 7 at Halls at downtown Columbia. So if you're going to be in town, would love to have you guys come out for that. Cox by 99, going to be a really, really good time. And then, of course, Saturday, September the 4th, game day. It's going to be game day. Yes, cannot wait. And like I said, guys, official details for the tailgate, the live pregame show, all of that will be coming to you all soon. I promise you. I apologize for the delay. I've just been trying to finalize everything and get it going and all that good stuff. But seriously, thank you all. Thank you all for your patience. Thank you all for rocking and rolling with the punches, if you will, and truly appreciate you all, your love and support, man. It means the absolute world. Let's see. Phil, here we go. Sperminator first in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord says, I think we'll have 7 possessions. We score on 5 of them and keep them under 14. I am satisfied. Phil says, just win the game and I will be satisfied. Cristiano Ronaldo is coming home. Dear God, this is amazing. Oh, my Lord. Viva Ronaldo. Attaboy. Rebecca Dean Strandage, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Rear Admiral Beavis, what a username from our Twitch fam. Says, how many wins do you think South Carolina has this year? Because 4 wins seems wildly optimistic to me. Wildly optimistic. 4-8. You think 4-8's a wildly optimistic season? Listen, I'm somebody who is like pumping truth serum out here, right? Like I'm being very honest and checking people and keeping perspective, right? I'm trying to keep people realistic. But 4-8, I mean that's not a wildly optimistic. I mean I think I'll tell you this. I think worst case for this team. Worst case. And again, when I say worst case, understand what that means, right? Like absolute worst case, like everything goes wrong. 3-9? So, I mean, you're talking one more game than the absolute worst case scenario. I think realistically, this team finishes somewhere between 5-7 and 7-5, with 5-7 being most likely. Of course, I've picked 6-6. I'm locked in at 6-6. I feel good about 6-6. It would not shock me if South going to finish 5-7. It wouldn't, but 4-8, man, I don't know. I think that's a little bit on the negative side. I'll just say that. I don't know. 4-8 just. Yeah, I think South Carolina is good enough to win more than 4 games. I do. I think the schedule sets up well. I think they're good enough to win more than 4 games. Just my opinion. By the way, guys, you guys may not have seen it. I'm sure there's many of you that are South Carolina alum, went to the University of South Carolina. I have never had Beezers in my entire life. I think I'm gonna go there today and grab me a sandwich. So I've heard good things. I woke up and I was like, you know what? I think today's the day. I don't go out to eat a ton, by the way. So some of you are like, how have you lived in Columbia this long and you haven't been? I just don't go out to eat a ton, man. Like I'm not like my good buddy Mike Uva, who it feels like every other night he's out somewhere. I like to cook at home. I like to be at the house. But I'm thinking I'm going to try Beezers today. I'm thinking today is the day. I've heard very, very good things. I think today is the day. Rear Admiral Beavis says, go through the schedule and give me 5 wins on the schedule. I'm glad you asked, Rear Admiral. I'll go through it right now. I have 4 wins already checked off. 4 wins automatically. I have EIU. I have East Carolina. I have Troy. And I have Vanderbilt. I mean, Rear, there's 4 just off the jump. Off the jump, there's 4. Then I have 5, or we'll say 4 toss-up games. Kentucky, Tennessee, Mizzou, Auburn. South Carolina will win one of those games. So we're already at 5 wins. We're already at 5. And I've picked 6-6. Like I said, I've picked EIU, ECU, Troy, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and Auburn. I think 6-6 is very, very realistic. I think it's very realistic. So I think 5 wins is extremely realistic. I think it's extremely. Now, I will give credit to you in this, Rear Admiral. I'll give you credit to this. If this is why I keep saying that the East Carolina game week 2 is the biggest game of the season, or the most important in my opinion, because the only way South Carolina wins less than 5 games is if they lose that week 2 game. All of a sudden, 4-8 does come into play. Hell, 3-9 comes into play. You got to take care of business in those games. You just have to. You cannot do something stupid and lose to ECU or Troy, or Vanderbilt for that matter. You have to take care of those games. You have to. If you do that, you'll go at minimum 5-7. You will. I fully believe that. You lose one of those, who knows what the final result will be. Tanner Lance says, if we don't stay healthy, we could easily only have 4 wins this year. We have to be awfully careful. Well, I mean, of course. Yeah, if we lose our starting quarterback or we lose a big piece, just like any other team, if we get decimated by injuries, yeah, it's going to be very hard to win games. Yeah, no question. Sperminator says, your opinion on the calm, confident image the players are projecting during the media sessions, it's like they know something we don't. I mean, Sperminator, yeah, I would hope they'd be confident. I mean, I wouldn't want them to go up there and talk to the media and be scared shitless. Yeah, I'd hope they'd be confident. I mean, listen, I'll just say this. I mean, you look back every single fall camp and every single fall camp with media and stuff like that. I mean, has there ever been a moment where our guys weren't confident? I mean, look around the entire country. Every team's confident. Every coach is saying great things. That's why it's like you kind of got to take it all with a grain of salt, man. I mean, it's all fine and dandy, and you love the positivity in the preseason, but every SEC coach is saying how great camp's going, and this guy looks great, and that guy looks great. We've made strides here. We look like we're improved here. They're all saying that, man. They're all saying that. So, Eric says, Mr. Friendly's in 5 points is the best soft shell crab and shrimp and grits I've had in 20 years. Eric Scott, I think today is the day I get that DJ pick that's behind you. Yeah, hey, ApexArtandDesign.com, man. Get it. Absolutely. Hell of an addition. Hell of a piece. I highly suggest it. So, Rear Admiral Beavis says, I'm not so sure the Gamecocks are beating the Pirates. Well, in that case, then I could see your prediction of 4-8. I could see it. I do think South Carolina wins a close game. Listen, I've given East Carolina a lot of credit. You can ask anybody in here. I've given East Carolina a ton of credit, right? But it is a game South Carolina should win. I mean, they are more talented than East Carolina. There's just no debate there. There's no debate at all. ECU features some really nice playmakers on the outside. They've got Holt Nailers at quarterback. I mean, they've got good pieces offensively. But South Carolina should run all over that defense. If South Carolina plays any semblance of defense in that game, they'll win. There's no question to me. They'll win. They'll win. Again, I'm preparing myself and expecting a very close ball game. Okay, I am a one-score type of ball game, but South Carolina has the size up front to push ECU around. I mean, they really do. They really, really do. On both lines of scrimmage, for that matter. So, like I said, I've given ECU a lot of credit. I have. I've given them a lot of credit, and they deserve the credit. I'm not saying they don't. They deserve the credit, but at the same time, it's like, South Carolina should win. I mean, South Carolina should win that football game. They should. They should. That's not a game that if you lose, you say, well, just tip your cap. They were a great team. No, you messed up. You messed up. We got a text here. Robbie Davis, what's one main thing you're really wanting to see while our game is going on next week? And my dad is home. He's in a lot of pain. He's going to be in a lot of pain for at least 3 to 4 weeks. Keeping your prayers up to your dad, Robbie Davis. One main thing you really want to see in our game next week. One thing you want to see. Man, it's hard to pick one. It's hard to pick just one. You know what? I'll give you offense and defense because it's hard to pick one. Offensively, the one thing I want to see offensively more than anything, I want to see someone start to establish themselves as the number one wide receiver. Like, again, I know you can't draw conclusions. It doesn't matter. But, man, I just want to see somebody flash, like somebody be like, oh, wow, there's that playmaking ability. Oh, wow, he has the ability to go up and get the ball and just be our number one option. So I want to see someone at least start to separate themselves as the number one option on the outside. Defensively, the one thing I want to see, turnovers. I want to see our defense forcing turnovers. Like I want to see our defense flying to the ball, making life very, very uncomfortable for EIU. I want to see us force turnovers. And overall, what do I want to see more than anything? Man, I just want to see a tailgate full of rowdy Gamecocks, rowdy Roosters. I want to see all the rowdy Roosters at the tailgate. I want to see a packed Williams-Brice Stadium. I want to see Shane Beamer run out of 2001 and the damn Shane Beamer era get freaking going. That's what I want to see. So that's what I want to see. John Kruger, I just put my predictions on Facebook and came up with our record being 6-6. Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair. Yeah, that's what I'm at as well. Thrill House, who do you think the Big 12 will add to their conference? No idea. Do they try to go for a UCF, a Cincinnati, a Coastal Carolina, a Liberty? Heck, who knows, man? I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. Let's see. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I feel like we are rolling here on a Friday. Appreciate you all tuning in. Danny Terry says, I honestly think we judging the team pretty hard. We should not put that much weight on last year. I would judge more off the year before that, and I don't see this team being that bad. I think 6-6 is a good call, but I do believe we beat Georgia and give a few more of those teams a run for the money. Danny, so you think we're going to beat Georgia and go 6-6? And Danny, I mean, I'll tell you this. So you don't want to put any emphasis on last year. Okay. You want to put it on the year before. Well, that team the year before is a totally different team than this team this year. So it's hard to compare the two. But if you, for some reason, did want to do that, that team in 2019 that you're referencing lost to Appalachian State. So, I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Danny Terry says, I think there will be a 2 to 3 loss team in the SEC championship this year. I have to firmly disagree with you, Danny. I have to firmly disagree with you. I think Georgia, I've got Georgia and Bama going undefeated. Believe it or not, I've got them both going undefeated. I don't know, man. I got them both going undefeated. Who's going to beat them? Danny, who's going to beat them? You really think Georgia or Bama is going to lose 2 to 3 games? Who on God's green earth is going to beat them? I mean, the only team even close to Georgia in the East is Florida. And I don't see the Dogs losing to them again. So, Marcotte Gaming, what's up? Danny Terry, yes, I do, because we always play Georgia close. Danny, we got boat raced last year. We got killed. What do you mean? 2018, we got killed. I mean, I know it's a good series, but, you know, and we play them tough. You know, we do play them tough, but, you know, South Carolina's not beating Georgia, man. I hope people aren't setting their expectations that Carolina's going to beat Georgia. There's no way. I mean, I hate to say that. It's probably going to be a similar spread to what it was in 2019. 24 and a half points. And that's I'm not slamming Carolina, but Carolina's just not on that level yet. I mean, you can't pretend like they are. I'm sorry, but you're not going to go beat Georgia with a bunch of D2 and FCS transfers. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. The Jimmies and Joes are what matters. I like those guys. I like those players, but let's see. John Kruger, we do this every offseason. People saying Bama isn't going to be as good. Yeah, and then they just run through the SEC and, end up in the SEC title game. So, Bama's a machine, man. You got to give Saban credit. It's incredible. Eric Fryer says 6-6 is an excellent X's and O's analysis. If you believe in attitude leads aptitude, how does that factor into your 6-6 analysis, or would you adjust your win total? No, I feel confident in 6-6. Listen, I understand the attitude leads aptitude, and I understand positive momentum and positive energy and what Beamer's building and the culture change. But positive momentum and positive energy, it don't beat Georgia. It doesn't beat Florida. It doesn't beat Texas A&M. It doesn't beat Clemson. You got to go play good football, and you have to have really, really good football players. So, here's what and this is why I've said, guys, that I think 5-7 is more likely than 7-5. And here's the reason why. I think that a lot of our fans right now, it's hard not to get carried away as a fan. But I think a lot of our fans are thinking emotionally with this football team, like, oh, we're going to go 8-4, man, because attitude leads aptitude and Beamer's the culture change and all this positivity. I mean, that's great. I'm not trying to kill that. That's fantastic. And hey, the attitude leads aptitude thing, you might see that benefit us greatly in games where, hey, we're not supposed to have a chance against Georgia or A&M or Clemson, and we show up and we give them hell. But at the end of the day, you have to have the players to do that. And I think 5-7, in my opinion, is more likely than 7-5, because I think we are letting emotions, or a lot of fans are letting emotions cloud their vision of the fact that there are real holes on this football team. There just are. There's real holes. There are real holes, man. And Shane Beamer literally said it Tuesday, and I've said it many times. And guys, when you are depending on the amount of guys we are depending on that come from lower level schools, there's just no other way to phrase it. D2 schools, FCS schools, guys who have never taken a snap at the SEC level. That's concerning. That is very concerning. It is. It is, you know? So, again, I get being optimistic and positive energy and hope. And trust me, guys, I love it. I hope we go 12-0, by the way. But a player that wasn't good last year, just because Beamer comes in and injects positive energy and that doesn't all of a sudden make him a good player. You know? It doesn't all of a sudden make him a good football player. So, and I think some guys, trust me, I've said it before, there's guys on the roster that are going to benefit greatly from a coaching change and a culture change. But not all of them. I mean, some of these guys on the roster, I think they just are who they are. And they're going to prove to be that. Now, some guys, I think of one specifically, Dakereon Joyner. I think a coaching change is going to greatly benefit him. Again, I'm not sitting here saying he's going to go have 1,000 receiving yards or be the next Savell Newton, but I think it will benefit him greatly. But then I think there's some other guys that probably just are who they are. They're just not all that great. Either there was a misevaluation or there's just been no development, and at this point, the bad habits are ingrained and it's too late. That's just being realistic, man. You got to have the players to go beat Georgia. You got to have the players to go beat A&M. You got to have the players to go beat Clemson. I mean, you think those programs don't have positivity in their program too? You think we're the only program that has positivity and attitude leading aptitude? I get what you're saying, but like, hey, guys, don't forget, those other teams are trying to win also. Those other teams have that same thing. So that alone is not going to win. That alone will not win. I had all the positivity in the world and a leadership type attitude and positive energy and all that when I played baseball, but I wasn't throwing harder than 81 miles an hour. I just wasn't. Didn't matter how much I believed or how bad I wanted it, or it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening, guys. Right? Hey, I can be the biggest Gamecock fan and have love for my university and attitude leading aptitude and positivity, but if I go suit up right now and go play DB, I'm not going to be able to cover anybody. Doesn't matter how positive I am. So all I'm saying is, again, you have to have players. You got to have players. Got to have players. So I'm not saying there aren't good players on this team, but there are holes. There's just no question. There's no question there are holes. So, again, I'm just saying, like, 6-6 is a good year. Whether it's and Eric Fryer asked me about my prediction. Does the attitude leading aptitude? No, I think with attitude leading aptitude, 6-6 is still the pick, because I think getting to 6-6, Eric, will be a great year. I think any notion, any fan that tells you that 6-6 is anything less than a stellar year is insane, and you shouldn't trust them. Bottom line. That's why I've been trying to bring perspective this last week and a half, 2 weeks or so, because I just don't want fans to go through this season and Carolina go 6-6 and go, well, we had an okay year. Wasn't a great year. You know, we fell short of, we underachieved. Like, no. The Vegas over-under is 3.5. I know we all think it's ludicrous, but it's 3.5. So if you go win 6, and guess what? You're a program that's won a combined 6 games the last 2 years. So you go win 6, you had a great year. You probably overachieved for what everybody thinks you're going to do. So just keep it in perspective. That's all I'm saying. Like, you got to walk before you can run, right? So people worrying about beating Georgia, let's go beat Kentucky. To hell with beating Georgia. Let's go beat Kentucky. Let's go beat Missouri. Let's go beat Tennessee. Let's worry about that first. Then we can worry about all the other BS. We need to get back to respectability and making a freaking bowl game. You got to walk before you can run. You know, we all want to win 10, 11 games again. You got to go win 8 first. You got to go win 8 first. So, let's see. Potential Potato owns the Gamecocks. Potato's in here. He says, Chris, South Carolina didn't have the team or the players to beat Georgia in 2019, but they did it, just saying. I hear you. I'm not saying it's impossible. Georgia also gift wrapped that football game. I mean, let's just call it for what they gift wrapped it. They slept walk through the game, turnovers. It took a pick six. I mean, you know, and that was one of the Of course, there was talent on that team. I'm not saying there's not talent on this team, right? I'm not saying there's not talent on this team. I mean, Will Muschamp was a bum, but he wasn't a bad recruiter. He just couldn't win on game days. Tyler Knoll says, I'll say this about Florida. Emory Jones is going to be under center full-time this year for the first time. He's unproven. They've lost a ton of pieces from last year as well. I feel like we have a chance to beat them, especially at Willoughby. Tyler, I've looked at that game as most likely upset. But you think Florida doesn't have athletes waiting in the wings? Like, no, they're not going to be Florida of last year. But, I mean, we act like Emory Jones is a scrub. The dude was one of the best top recruited quarterbacks. You know, yeah, they lose Kyle Pitts, they lose Trayvon Grimes, and I think they'll take a step back. But taking a step back for Florida's 9-3. So, you know, acting like we're just going to whip their ass when they come to Columbia is crazy, bro. It's crazy. They have good athletes. They have recruited their tails off. Dan Mullen is a good football coach. Anthony Belt says the culture change is going to help our young men, and we are being underrated, so we will be better than the most think. Go Gamecocks. Here's another thing that I think people don't want to hear, and I'll say it. People don't want to hear it. They don't think about. Do you think everybody in the building has bought into Beamer? I mean, do you? I think most have. But you don't think Beamer's still fighting to change the culture every single day he goes out there? You don't think there's still remnants of the stench that was left? It takes longer than a year to change a culture, man. It takes longer than 1 year. So, you know, we'll see. Again, we will see. That's one of the greatest questions. Beamer's changed the culture. He's already changed it around the program. I'm talking in the building with each individual player. It's just anytime you go through a coaching change, man, you're ripping a Band-Aid off. Like there's going to be some bumps in the road, and that's okay, but there are going to be some bumps in the road. And that's why I say, like, hey, you know what? I'll tell you this. The guys who have bought in, that have bought into Shane Beamer, they'll be the ones that play, and they'll be the ones that produce. The guys that don't, the guys that are the same guys they were the last couple of years, and that they don't want to buy in, they're stubborn, they don't want to work hard, they'll sit the bench. They won't play well. That's it. That's a pretty simple bottom line. I don't think Beamer's a guy that's going to play a guy who's not bought in. I don't think he's going to do it. So, Scott Crane says, I'm going to save 6-6. It's a very good reserve season. I feel like we can maybe pull off one of those unexpected upsets like slipping up on Auburn or Texas A&M. You never know. It's college football. It's college football, right? Anything can happen. Let's see. We have OU owns you, our Oklahoma fan up in here. One thing I'll tell you from my experience of Beamer as an OU fan, has family who played for Oklahoma while Beamer was a coach. He seemed to get the best out of the least likely athletes. Well, you're going to have to do that at South Carolina. You certainly are. Again, I don't say all I've said to be doom and gloom. I say it to just keep perspective. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I don't want Carolina fans for a second to think 6-6 is not a great year. Because I know there's some Gamecock fans out there that are like, oh, 6-6, accepting mediocrity, like, attitude leads aptitude. No offense, Eric. Like, we should go win 7. We should go win 8. Hell, let's just go. Hey, why don't you just predict them to go win all of them? Just pick them to go 12-0 then. I mean, honestly, just go pick them to go 12-0. You know, I mean, come on. Stop it. Brack in the TDC Questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, says we have to stop focusing on upsetting teams like Georgia and A&M. Upsetting a highly ranked team means shit. If you lose to teams like Troy and App State, it's great to talk about, but at the end of the day, I'd much rather have a winning record. Indeed. Again, I'm not here to kill positivity or momentum or anything else or be doom and gloom, as Shane Beamer would say. I'm trying to help Coach Beamer. I am trying to help Coach Beamer. Because here's what I don't want to happen. I don't want these fans, I don't want people to be, going crazy in the preseason and these wild predictions, and then we go lose to East Carolina. Then what are you going to do? What you going to do then? What you going to say then? when you get punched in the face. You know? Because Carolina's going to get punched in the face at some point. Just what week will it happen? Personally, I think it'll happen week 3. And that's not to say, you know what, and I'll say on the flip side, let me say this also. When you have a guy like Shane Beamer and you have a staff of coaches and they all want to be there and they're all invested, right? You can do a lot more with a lot less when everyone is bought in, working towards the same goal, when the people in the building, when it's fueled by love and togetherness and, when it's fueled by the right things, when the culture is really ingrained, right? You can do a lot more with a lot less. So, guys, I'm not telling you that Sal kind of might not go out there and give Georgia hell. I expect this team to play the right way. I do. I expect them to play the right way. I expect them to play their freaking tails off. I don't think you're going to see any more scores of 48-3. I don't think you're going to see these stupid blowouts where we feel like, damn, did we even fight? Did we care? Did we try? I don't think you'll see that anymore. I don't think you'll see that anymore. Again, my only point is to just keep perspective for fans and just please acknowledge the uphill battle we are fighting. We are fighting an uphill battle. We are. Everybody's good in the preseason, man. Everybody's good. Just like Rear Admiral Beavis just said from the Mike Tyson quote, right? Everybody's got a plan or they get punched in the mouth. Then what? Then what do you do? That's what I want to see from this team. How's this team respond to adversity? Darrell Wall Jr. says, Chris, you're dead on. 6-6 and possibly 7 wins in the bowl would be a great year. I would sign up for it right now. Just compete hard and especially win the games we should or supposed to, and we'll get to 6. And I had a guy trying to fight me and argue me on Instagram that it's mediocrity. You got to at least say 7 wins, man. 7. No, you don't. Just get to a bowl game. That's it. Bro, you could have a great year and go 5-7. It's not I understand the whole not accepting mediocrity argument, but you also have to just be realistic of what the roster looks. Brad Lawing said it on the show Wednesday. If you don't want to take it from me, take it from Brad Lawing. One of the best to ever do it. Legendary coach. He said, they got some talent, but, top to bottom, it's not an SEC roster right now. It's not that type of roster yet. You got to give Shane time to build. You got to go recruit. OU owns you. Says, if I'm a South Carolina fan, I'm throwing a pizza party and bonfire if South Carolina goes 6-6. That's a major improvement. I agree. He also says, as an OU fan, I'd be shocked and pissed to go 6-6. Why? Because my team has won over 10 games for years. Until South Carolina gets to where OU is, they should be satisfied with a bowl game. Well, Tanner Land, yeah, you certainly do want to punch them back. So, again, I also, listen, I'm not saying if Carolina goes 6-6, throw a parade. Like, that's not what I'm saying, right? Like, I'm obviously not saying, like, we should just, that's all we should ever strive for, right? But it's just all about progress, right? It's all about progress. That's it. If you win 5 or 6 this year, then you win 7 next year, then you win 9 the next. Well, guess what? We're on a good trajectory. I don't care about beating Georgia, bro. To be honest, I don't care about beating Georgia. At this point, beating Clemson is not my utmost concern. My utmost concern is winning one more than you won the previous year and showing real positive trajectory. That is literally it. And the only way that's going to happen is through recruiting. That's it. That's the only way that's going to happen. It's the only way that's going to happen. Everybody's good in the preseason, man. But you want to be realistic? Again, I was very honest with I've been very honest doing these position unit previews. I was very, very blunt and honest with the receivers. Many of you didn't like it. I was very blunt and honest with the linebackers. Some of you didn't like it. I'm going to be very honest Monday with the defensive backs, guys. I'm going to be very honest, and some of you are not going to like it. And the 3 position groups I just mentioned, hey, you could talk O-line too. You could talk, whatever else. There are some holes on this roster. The only way you're going to fix them is in recruiting. That's the only way. It's the only way. That's the only way. And that's okay, but you're going to have to recruit. You're going to have to recruit. So 104, we're rolling, man. We're rolling on this Friday. 105, we just hit 105 here on this Friday. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Again, please don't label me as doom and gloom. I've picked 6-6. I think it's very realistic. I think it's very possible. I think it's going to be a fun season. I'm just saying, let's all accept and embrace the growth process we are about to endure. It's okay. There's going to be some growing pains along the way. But I think as long as Gamecock fans, you can keep a level head and you can understand what Shane Beamer's doing and building, I think it's something that's going to pay off in the long run. But this is year one. Shane Beamer's going to learn as he goes, man. He's never been a head coach. He'll learn as he goes, right? And, hey, that's not to say I'm not going to be critical at times and be upset when we lose. I hate losing. No matter what it is, I hate losing. We all hate losing. We hate losing. But let's just try to keep in perspective, okay, this is where we're coming from, this is where we are, and this is where we're trying to go. If we do that, I think we'll like the final result. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I'll tell you this as we go to our 5-minute break. If you do think, let's say 7-5, if you do think the Gamecocks will go 7-5, when we come back, I want to hear from you guys. What has to click for that to happen? Is it Luke Doty? If you had to nail down one or two things, what must happen for the Gamecocks to go 7-5? Would you say it's Luke Doty? Would you say receivers have to step up? The O-line has to play excellently. The running game has to be even better than we expect. The D-line has to carry the load on defense. The linebackers have to be a surprise. The secondary's got to be vastly improved. Beamer ball has to happen. I mean, what has to happen in your mind for a 7-5 season? Because I don't want to discount it as it's impossible. But I think we could all agree South Carolina will have to play really, really good football on the field. So we'll talk about that and more, guys, coming up here on the Daily Crow again Friday, August the 27th, 2021. Folks, we'll be right back. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Appreciate you all tuning in. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls here on a Friday TGIF. Hope you are all having a fantastic Friday yourselves. Appreciate you all tuning in. Of course, in case you missed it, if you somehow still don't know, the Daily Crow is now 2 hours, noon to 2, Monday through Friday. The same Daily Crow, of course, but expanded now. Very excited to rock and roll with you all noon to 2 throughout this 2021 football season and beyond. Really, I think we'll be noon to 2 probably through baseball. I mean, why not? Why not? So really excited for this. Really excited for, the season. I know the Daily Crow is going to be absolutely crazy. We get in season, people calling in, expressing their opinions, their comments, their concerns as well. But yeah, going to be really, really good stuff. Tanner Land says, for us to have a 7-win season, we need to win the turnover margin and stay 100% healthy. And as Spurrier says, maybe some of their players will be suspended. I think that's very fair, and I agree with you. Yeah, I think those are two things. I think those are two things we most certainly would have to do. We're going to have to stay healthy because we do not have the depth, as most teams. We don't have the depth to suffer a bunch of injuries. And yeah, I mean, you think about it. The previous regime, the best season, what happened? The turnover margin. It was all turnover margin, right? So yeah, if you have a defense, even if they're not great, if they're very opportunistic, hey, you could get to 7 wins. It could happen. Doc Graybeard, to get to 7 wins will mean a whole lot of analysts, models were way off. That said, we have enough number ones to upset a team or two. Staying healthy will be the only way I see getting 7 wins. You're going to have to stay healthy. I mean, I'd agree, guys. I mean, most certainly. To hit your best case scenario to get past 6 wins, I mean, to get to 6 wins, I think you have to stay healthy. I think you just have to. You don't have the depth to be losing, guys. Tyler Knoll says, I pose this question to you, Chris. What should the realistic expectations be year in and year out for this football team? We have the facility to recruit. Getting the players is step one, obviously. But should realistic expectations be a bowl game each year? I feel like that's not acceptable once Beamer's had time to get his guys in here and have this program where he wants it. Clemson, Georgia, Bama, etc., their fans would riot if mediocrity was okay. In my opinion, I think this program can be elite in the future, and that should be the standard. Competing for a playoff spot each season, if it's not everyone's expectations, then why even play? Tyler Knoll, this is a great question, and you make a great point, and I want to address it. So, again, what did I say before, right, Tyler Knoll? You have to walk before you can run. Here's the type of program I truly, honestly believe South Carolina can be. Realistically now, this is a realistic take on the type of program South Carolina can be, okay? Because here's the thing, Tyler. In the SEC, for fans to think South Carolina is going to be like what Clemson is in the ACC and win the conference every year, damn near go undefeated, go to the playoff every year, that is an unrealistic expectation until you get there. Here is the type of program I think South Carolina and what Shane Beamer can realistically build at South Carolina. And once you get to this point, then you can focus on getting to the level I just mentioned of where Georgia is, Clemson is, Bama, etc. I think South Carolina can be, under Shane Beamer, can be an 8 to 9 win a year program, which is very good, by the way. That's a good, solid program. An 8 to 9 win a year program, and every 2 or 3, maybe 4, every 2 or 3 years, every 3 years, we'll say, every 3 years, you have a team that, maybe it's a veteran-laden team, or you have the right quarterback, or, you schedule well, or whatever it might be. Every 3 or 4 years or so, you realistically are challenging for the SEC East crown and the SEC championship. I think that there is not a Gamecock fan under the sun right now that would not sign up for that program. And if Shane Beamer had a program like that and sustained it for, let's say, 10 years, he'd be the greatest coach in school history. Bottom line. I mean, Tyler, I understand, but expectations of where I want to see the program go, Tyler, and expectations for year one are two different things. Yeah, I want to win 9 games. I want to win 10. I want to win all 12. But you have to be realistic of where Shane Beamer is beginning. That's all I'm saying. Let's jump to the phone lines real quick. Matthew, what's going on? You're on the air. Appreciate you calling in.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Appreciate it, man. What's going on?
just what have you made a prediction for your record for the Gamecocks this year?
Yeah, I'm locked in at 6-6. Yep, I'm locked in at that.
That's where I am too. I think to me, I think the SEC victories would be Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee, and then Troy, East Carolina, and Eastern Illinois. That'd be my 6.
Yeah. The only difference in you and I's predictions. So I mean, it's funny. I've actually got Carolina losing to Kentucky but beating Auburn. But I'll put it to you this way: Kentucky, Tennessee, Auburn, and Mizzou. I think the Gamecocks go 2-2 in those swing games. Whatever two you want to pick is totally fine with me. I think they split those swing games and they get to 6 wins. So.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I just the Kentucky, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt seem like the most feasible in my mind. As victories, Auburn might be a stretch, but at least to me, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fair. That's definitely fair. Yeah, but no, I'm locked in at 6-6, man. I'll be. I don't know which. If you're mainly on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, I'll be re-releasing my predictions graphic for the season tomorrow. So, wait, I've got like all the scores, all the scores picked and everything. So.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Good stuff. Good stuff. If you just tried to call in, guys, give me a ring. If you just tried to call in, give me a ring. I just missed a call. So, anyways, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Luke RJ says, I'm locked in at 8-4. The roster talent may be a 6-6 team, but I believe in Beamer as the head coach, better coaching and play calling on both sides of the ball, and also Pete Limbo with special teams. Roster management, all that is worth 2 more wins than what the talent is on the roster. From my lips to God's ears, LOL. Well, Luke RJ, I'd argue with you. I mean, I don't know that this roster is a 6-win roster. I think with the coaching, it will be a 6-win team. Let's jump back to the phone line. Yo, what's going on? How are you? You're on the air.
Hey, man, it's Doc. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Doc? How's it going? Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, I wanted to address expectations and where this program will likely be. I mean, through our conversations, I've been a really long-time fan, and I've seen a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but I agree with you. If people are going to be realistic about where this program is and where it will likely be most of the time is 8 to 10 wins.
Which would be great, by the way. Which would be great.
Absolutely. I would be tickled to death with that kind of record. But one thing we're all forgetting is the NIL portion of this. And there's some teams out there that they're just on the cusp of being elite. Michigan, Wisconsin, Texas, whatever. They have so much money in their alumni. That's going to be another huge hurdle to get over. And so I don't know what the plans are with our alumni. I don't know. I hope they're talking right now about how they're going to provide a fund of some kind to pay these players, because if we get behind there, recruiting is going to be even more of a challenge, despite the fact that you just won 2 games last year. It won't be just about wins. It won't be just about facilities and fans. We've had that for years. And now we have the ability to legally pay these guys. We need to get on the ball with that, because if we don't, these giant alumni out there could really get into a position where we'll never catch up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear you. I'll tell you this, man. I don't
hear a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, and I was just going to say this, man. I hear you. I agree with you on like the NIL, but I don't know. I don't think the NIL has had that big of an impact. I mean, outside of a couple absurd, ludicrous deals for like Bryce Young at Bama and the Miami thing, I mean, I don't think a lot of guys are getting paid a ton of money. I mean, I just, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, outside of like the quarterback and the running back, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be – I don't think it's going to be one of those things that, like, ruins college football or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think you'll hear these things happening every now and then, but that's what really threw me off, because on the other side of it, it's like these are business owners that are trying to make smart investments, and I'm sorry, but, like, there are a lot of better ways to spend marketing dollars or money than investing it in a college kid. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, no disrespect to any of our guys, but like what TexAgs.com did, paying like Isaiah Spiller $10,000 for an interview. I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, I wouldn't pay one of our guys $100. You got to be kidding me. It's a joke. So
the thing that I think you need to keep in mind is that, like I was saying, some of these alumni bases have billionaires within their base. So if they want to create a fund to just throw money at these players, regardless of what they're doing for it, they can do that. I mean, they can claim this guy's representing whatever, but not really. And just, he gets $1,000 a week, where some kid from Miami, maybe hawking the local gym, gets a couple $100 a week. That's what concerns me, is the alumni base getting in the mix. And you get people that have plenty of disposable cash that doesn't really care about the marketing side of it. They just want a championship.
So you're worried it's going to ruin it on the recruiting side, right? Like that's going to be pitched in recruiting, correct?
I don't know if it'll ruin it. It's just going to be another challenge for us to address.
Well,
I'm not saying South Carolina can't step up and be right there with them.
Right.
We've got a big alumni base as well. They just need to get organized.
Well, I will tell you this, Doc, the same way that Brad Lawing told me Wednesday night, if a kid in recruiting is that worried, if his number one worry and priority in recruiting is about sponsorship and NIL and how much can I make off of this and how, you know what, I don't want him to come to Carolina anyways, because he's obviously not locked in on the right things anyways. He's not. If he's that worried about getting paid, he probably ain't going to be worth a damn on the field. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't going to be some really good players that do that, but, I mean, that's, again, where people like, to me, it's, oh, man, like, they're just going to be, well, number one, players are getting paid anyways. I mean, Brad Long, again, confirmed it. Like, guys are getting thrown the bag. If you think we didn't throw Jadeveon Clowney and Lattimore and Alshon the bag, we did. Sorry, we did. Clowney was living over at Carolina Walk, a $250,000 a year condo. He was not paying for it, I can assure you. But I just, if kids are out there and they're like that concerned and that's their number one concern, instead of being concerned about, hey, where can I go and play and be developed and be a good football player and be in a good culture and be in a good system and go somewhere I'm going to flourish, I don't think you want that guy on your team anyways, to be totally honest with you. So that you can, because he's going to be all about the money. He's not even worried about being a good football player.
You got a point, but what happens 5 years down the road when this is not new anymore, and it's just another added thing you have to deal with in recruiting. When the player looks at you and says, well, whoever, Texas or Michigan, is claiming that everybody on the team that's on the scholarship gets this much money a week. What are you going to offer me? And it'll just be another part of the recruiting process.
Right.
I'm not saying that there won't be players out there that all they want is money, period. They want to pass the NFL, and maybe they don't want to wait till they get to the NFL to make the big bucks, and they put that ahead of everything. And you're right. We don't want that guy because he's not going to play to his potential more than likely. But I think all students will be, in 5 or 6 years, will be expecting that to be part of the recruiting. How much am I going to get paid dollar-wise?
Right.
And all I'm saying is we just need to have that thoughts going forward.
Yeah.
Because,
I mean,
like I said, South Carolina has a big alumni base. We're certainly capable of keeping up with these schools, but we have to get organized and start doing it.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, that's something Shane Beamer.
I had to pitch in some of my hard-earned cash.
Yeah, Beamer. That's something Beamer's going to have to deal with. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Again, I don't know, man. I just look at it as like, dude, like not every player is going to get paid. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't love Carolina enough because I'm sorry, I don't want to pay the third string tight end a freaking penny. Sorry, I don't give a damn who he is. I don't give a damn. I mean, that's where you lose me in recruiting. Like, bro, you haven't even played a collegiate down. I'm not paying you $1. What? Come out to my school and go ball out, and then I will pay you. I ain't giving you nothing. You're a high school kid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but and this is all still very new to all of us. We're used to the old way of here's a bag of money, don't say anything. But now that it's legal, like I said, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, it's just going to be one of the things you have to deal with.
Yeah,
players, and
yeah. I mean, I would say this.
keep
I
the
would,
team
I would,
at competitive levels. We'll have to pay them.
yeah. But I would say this too, Doc. When something is new like this, everybody goes crazy and panics and thinks it's going to ruin college football. And as time goes by, it just sort of falls by the wayside, and it just becomes normal standard operating procedure. So, hey, you know what?
I
It's
agree.
still
I
going to
think
boil
they're
down
running.
to
We
you
need
got to
to
go
be on
recruit, you got to go sell your university, you got to sell your facilities, you got to sell yourself as a head coach, you got to sell the opportunity to go to the next level, you got to sell the city, you got to evaluate talent, you have to develop talent, you have to go play well, and you have to go win. And that's it. And all the other stuff's just bullshit. All of the rest of it's bullshit. I don't want to hear about the bag. I don't want to hear about the NIL. It's just part of the game. You either thrive and you either adapt or you die. That's it. I don't really care. You know what I mean? So we, like you said, I mean, South Carolina's not the wealthiest alumni group in the world, but damn it, they got some money. There ain't no question. We just paid a $20 million buyout. We got some money. So I don't think we, if we,
they just need to get together and create a fund that people can contribute to that allows us to keep up with.
Well, I'm not
saying
convinced that doesn't already
fund.
exist. I'm not convinced that doesn't
Well, it
already
probably
exist.
does, and
Yeah.
I'm just not aware of it. But,
Neither am I.
Anyway, I don't think it's going to ruin college football because it's already been part of it since the very beginning. But like you said just a little while ago, going back to Champ for just a minute, it wasn't that he couldn't recruit; he never developed the talent that he got.
Right.
Or very rarely.
Or it was a
And that's-
terrible
that's
evaluation
something
in
else.
recruiting. Or as Brad Long pointed out, it was a terrible evaluation. So one of the two things didn't click.
Yeah, there was some of that too.
Yeah, one of the two things did not
Yeah,
click.
I really feel like that Helinski was just a miss. I think people got wrapped up in his story, and they didn't look at him hard enough.
Very possible. Very possible.
Because he certainly didn't hold up to getting to a season. Now I understand he got hit a lot, but he couldn't come back from that either. Apparently, if somebody like Colin Hill could beat him out,
Right.
we really missed on him.
That's a
Anyway,
whole
I'll
other
let
story
you
for a
go. I know
different day.
people are wanting on the phone.
No, Doc, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks so much.
Take care, Chris.
You too. Thanks so much. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Just grabbing the charger here. The old charger. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Again, happy Friday. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Tanner Poor says, who do you think will start for the first game if Doty isn't back? Zeb Nolan. Zeb Nolan, 110%. I'm pretty damn confident he's going to start. OU Owns You says, Chris, I think you do a good job. I like how you acknowledge the issues with your team and set your expectations real. You're going to tell it like it is, and that's just tough love. I mean, there's no other way to be in my mind, OU Owns You. There's no other way to be. I mean, you can listen. You can be a sunshine pumper, and no people. Here's the misconception: people don't want to hear what they want to hear, right? I believe people like to be challenged. People like to have banter. It's what makes sports fun. If you can't debate it and argue it, I mean, we'll go start a book club. You know what I mean? Let's see. Steven, I'm excited to watch the simulation tonight. Yes, the simulation will be fun. Breaking 70 says, what a terrible phone call. All talk of money. Well, it's just part of the game, Breaking. It's part of the game, and it is a part of college football now, whether you like it or not. Guys, really quickly, by the way, I haven't even announced this on social media. I do want to tell you guys about it, though, something I'm really excited about. We have actually partnered up with a new brand and app for the season, if you will, and I do want to tell you about them really quickly, called Prize Picks. Now, what is Prize Picks? I don't know if we have any gamblers in here, by the way. So during the season and beginning next week, every Wednesday, I talk SEC gambling picks and best bet, right? I'm somebody that enjoys viewing the Vegas lines and every now and then throwing a bet down, whatever. I like gambling. I'm sure there's some of you in here that enjoy gambling as well. Well, Prize Picks, right, is the simplest fantasy game on the market. They've got a fancy, shiny app, as you can see here, right? So what you do is this, guys. It's all centered around fantasy props, okay? Fantasy props, right? So prop bets, stats, right? Over, under, 100 yards receiving for this guy, over under 278 yards passing for this guy, right? And you can do anything. NFL, but here's the kicker. They have college football, and there's no other outlet, no other entity, no other app that has that, no other platform. What you do is you pick 2 to 5 players, and you can win up 10 times on any entry. Prize Picks has no sharks, optimizers, or mass multi-entry. It's just you versus the projection. Prize Picks allows mixed sport entries. So, for example, you could take the over on LeBron with the under on Mahomes, right? Or you could take the over passing yards on, Zeb Nolan week 1 and the under rushing yards on, somebody in the NFL, right? So you can do cross sports, if you will. Prize Picks also has a slick, easy-to-use mobile app, both on App Store and Google Play. They're a 4.8-star rated in the App Store with rave reviews. Guys, again, all of our users, everyone who signs up or registers, whatever, you download the app, you go to their website. If you use the promo code TSUS, very simple, TSUS, you're going to receive a 100% instant deposit bonus match up to $100. So you put $20 in, you're going to get $20. You put $50 in, you're going to get $50. You put in $100, you're going to get $100. And guess what, guys? I'm playing right along with you. I deposited this morning. I put $100 in. I deposited. I'm going to be playing, and I'm going to make it a part of our gambling content on our Wednesday show. So, again, I'm really excited. I think it's a really intriguing thing because, we kind of get tired of betting on lines and over-unders, and, they get really tough, right? The prop bets are really, you can look right now. They have them for week 0. I'm not sure yet. If I'm going to make a bet for tomorrow, just because I don't really know. I might, just to play. I honestly might. So I can show you guys here. We have, so for college football, right? You see all those. It's got Adrian Martinez, Marquise Stepp, different guys from Nebraska, over under 60.5 rushing yards, over under 52.5. You got Illinois, UConn, all the players from the games tomorrow, right? So you can pick those guys and you bet on it as far as over under or whatever. So yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun. Prop bets, really cool, guys. I highly suggest download the Prize Picks app, and when you make your deposit, use the promo code TSUS when you sign up to get your 100% match, deposit match, up to $100, up to $100. So really good stuff. Really good stuff. Excited to partner with those guys, Prize Picks, for the 2021 football season. Again, something I'm really passionate about. I think their app's incredible. I think the game, the concept is really, really cool. So yeah, go sign up today. We'll play together. Like I said, I'm going to be probably picking South Carolina games over under. Going to be a lot of fun for sure. Maybe not. I don't know. I think that'd be fun. South Carolina, just a few here and there. I don't want to have too much betting interest in the South Carolina games, but either way. Let's see. We have a text here. Alan T says you're way off. South Carolina's defensive line is top 10 in the nation with 2 5-star players with experience coming back. The transfer portal brings in the top sack leader from last year in Division I. The D-line is very deep and experienced. Don't forget the talent and experience at DB that came in through the transfer portal with our senior safety and Cam Smith coming back. The top running back duo or trio in the SEC coming back with an experienced O-line. South Carolina should be 6-0. South Carolina should be 6-0 going into the A&M game with ESPN Game Day there for the preview. That's more realistic. Six and 0. Come on. I mean, I love your optimism. I can tell you started drinking early today. Yeah. I don't know if I don't know what you're smoking or drinking or whatever. 6-0 with College Game Day going to College Station. Come on, man. Stop it. Let's break this text down. South Carolina's D-line top 10 in the nation. No, they're not. No, they're not. I love our D-line. No, they're not. Our D-line gave up almost 200 yards rushing per game a season ago, and it's mostly the same guys. No, we're not. 2 5-stars players with experience coming back. I agree with that. Zach Pickens, Jordan Burch. It's going to be a really good unit. Gave up almost 200 yards rushing per game. They're not top 10 in the country. I'm sorry. There's a lot of good D-lines out there. Transfer portal brings in the top sack leader. Yes, Jordan Strachan. Question mark. Can he adjust to the SEC level? I don't give a damn that he did at Georgia State. Can he adjust to SEC? This is not Georgia State. I like the player. Think he'll be a good player. Can he adjust to SEC level? D-line's very deep and experienced. Okay. I like the D-line. I graded him an A. Don't forget the talent and experience at DB that came into the transfer portal with our senior safety and Cam Smith coming back. Cam Smith, is he a cornerback 1? Can he prove he's a cornerback 1? Talent and experience at DB that came into the transfer portal. Who? Who specifically? I mean, I like a lot of those guys that came in. I like Marcellus Dial. I like Tyrese Ross. But who? Who else? I mean, Marcellus Dial's coming from JUCO. Who knows what he'll be? I mean, I think he'll be a good player. I think he's going to play a lot. I think he's probably going to start for us. Dial's going to be a good player. Tyrese Ross played very limited time at Washington State. I do like him, though. He'll play a lot. Who else? I mean, Carlin Platel, you depending on him? Assumption transfer? You think that the secondary is going to be all of a sudden a strength all of a sudden? Top running back duo or trio in the SEC coming back with an experienced O-line. I won't argue there. Very good running back duo. I don't know if I'd say it's the number one. It's arguable. I don't even want to get in that conversation. One of the best, if not the best. I like your O-line. The O-line that give up 27 sacks a year ago, but I do like your O-line, especially in the run game. But, okay, so you lose me there. Like, South Carolina should be 6-0. With what players? Who? With what players? Who is South Carolina going 6-0 with? These are the same guys from last year. I mean, I respect the optimism. I really do. But it's hard for me to believe that is a real text I just received. Like, really, truly. I mean, Braken, I don't even care that we're starting a GA at quarterback week 1. I mean, it doesn't matter. Luke Doty's a starting quarterback. It's just we're having to do what we got to do, plug and play the pieces in week 1. But, I mean, I like a lot of players on our team, man. But even the D-line, they gave up 200 yards rushing a year ago. That was terrible. It's one of the worst in the country, one of the worst in the conference. They have a lot to prove. They do. Bottom line, they do. They do. The secondary gave up 260 yards passing per game last year, and they lose all the good players they had. All the top players. I don't want to say good players, all the top players. To think they're going to be that much better? Come on. Come on. Luke RJ, how many teams do we have a better roster than? That is a very good question. South Carolina, without a doubt, in my mind, is a better roster than EIU. They have a better roster than ECU. They have a better roster than Troy. They have a better roster than Vanderbilt. I don't think we have a better roster than Kentucky. I hate to tell you. I think we have an even roster with Mizzou. I think our roster's even with Mizzou. I do. Who else? Guys, I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. I really don't think South Carolina has a better roster than 4 teams on the schedule. I mean, guys, if you want to break it down Vegas terms, since we're talking gambling, South Carolina is going to be favored. Well, EIU doesn't even have a spread. If it did, they'd be favored. They'll be favored. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, that East Carolina game, that might be a pick 'em, believe it or not. Oh, yeah, okay. Better roster than Tennessee, yeah. I mean, South Carolina's got a better roster than Tennessee by default because they lost like 40 players. So I just completely forgot about Tennessee. So, yeah. But, I mean, will South Carolina be favored against Tennessee? Hell, I don't know. Depending on what happens at that point in the season. South Carolina will be favored against Troy, and they'll be favored against Vandy. But that's it. Like that, maybe Tennessee. That's it. Carolina's going to be the underdog against Kentucky. They're going to be the underdog against Mizzou. They're going to be the underdog against Auburn. They might be the underdog against Tennessee, which is crazy, but they might. Dude said 6-0. Come on, man. Come on, man. Anyways, 843-790-3377. Guys, got less than 20 minutes to go here on a Friday. We've only needed one break, by the way. How about that? We might take one more. We might. I don't know. We might. We've just been rolling today. Been rocking and rolling. Week 0 College Game Day show tomorrow at 9 a.m. How about that? Wow. I didn't know that we're doing College Game Day tomorrow. Let's go. Let's go. Hell yeah. Week 0 College Game Day. Any big weekend plans in the Daily Crow? Anybody got any big weekend plans? 843-790-3377. Breakin70 says, love the show. Breakin, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Jacob Rogers says, I don't know, man, but for some reason I'm feeling real optimistic with Beamer at the helm. Jacob, what does that mean? I'm optimistic too. Let me ask you this question. Do people in this setting, do y'all think I'm not optimistic? Because I am. Guys, I've made merch with the coach's name on it. Like, I'm very optimistic about where the program's going. So, but it's also like, hey, let's just acknowledge where the roster is. That's it. Just acknowledge where the roster is. Doc Graybeard lacks game experience, not talent. Look at the Mighty Tigers would likely like to have Zeb because behind DJ is a converted receiver. Let's see. Sean O'Brien says mowing the lawn and deleting brewskis this weekend. Going to be a fun weekend. All right, guys, we're going to take one more break, and then we'll close it up here. Like I said, Friday, August the 27th, 2021, taking your questions, your comments, your calls. Well, I appreciate you guys being cool with the 5-minute breaks, by the way. Yours truly needs to. And Breaking, thank you for subscribing. Yours truly needs to stretch the legs, take a piss, all that good stuff. So thank you all for being cool, rocking and rolling with the punches, everything else, guys. Yeah, been an incredible Friday thus far. Again, I hope your Friday is going very, very well. It's going to be a fun weekend in the city. Like I've said, pretty low-key, just chilling, hanging out, watching some – dude, guys, college football's tomorrow. I know it's not South Carolina, but college football's tomorrow. We love that. Hey, we'll wrap it up here on a Friday, and we'll go into the weekend, guys, in just a minute. 5 minutes to go, or 15 minutes. I don't even know what I'm saying. We'll be back. 5 minutes. We'll talk to you guys in a sec. Appreciate y'all. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, we're back. Appreciate you all tuning in. Got 10 minutes left here on a Friday as we go into the weekend. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls, like I said, as we go into the weekend. Appreciate everyone. You guys have made today a blast. Thank you. Jacob Rogers, 7-5, bro. Thunder and Lightning with Lloyd and Harris going to tear it up. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm very excited to watch those two run the football. No question. Hey, here's my prediction for the season. We're going to have a damn good time. How about that? We're going to have a damn good time. Tanner Poor, next Friday you should make the break music, the Sandstorm song, to get us hyped for the game the next day. Tanner Poor, do you know why I don't do that? Because, and if this is selfish, I guess so be it, but I mean, obviously I'm a creator and we're on YouTube, and so if you put a song like that on your YouTube video, they will like mark it down immediately, and like there's a copyright strike against it, and it's just like I don't want to deal with all that. So that's why I use my friend Marco 808's his song, because it's not like licensed material, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to get on YouTube's bad side using songs I don't own and all that crap. So I mean, trust me, I'd love to, but just more trouble than it's worth. Doc Graybeard says, love the show and the chat banter. Makes the offseason hell. Like Spurrier said, it's talking season. We're all contenders right now. Can't wait for the first W since October 17th. Far too long. That's crazy to think. South Carolina hasn't won a game since October of last year. Breaking, who has the best interest in college football? Me equals Gamecocks, hands down. Yeah, no question. Definitely South Carolina. Tylenol, some of these fans think this team is going to run before they even crawl. This is Shane's first year. 6-6, 7-5 is a great year. We'll only go up from here. Realistic expectations are sometimes humbling, and 6 or 7 wins from where this team was last year is a vast improvement. Shane may even win National Coach of the Year if he gets them to 7. Yeah, I mean, I think realistic expectations are healthy. I think they're healthy. There's nothing wrong with it. They're healthy in year one. Give Shane time to build, and let's just, pack Willie B and be loud as hell and just be there to support the entire way. My guy tuned in. What's up, my guy? Sean O'Brien, what's up? What's going on? Travis says, let's just get back to beating the Kentuckys of the world before we tackle the Georgias of the world. Once that happens, we can focus on the Georgias. Regardless, we are all ready for the season. Yes, like I said, my prediction, we're going to have a damn good time. Beers will be deleted. That's my prediction. David Garrick says, Doty Dimes and Rage and Ruin, Lloyd and Harris. Cannot wait. Yeah, I can't wait either, man. It's going to be an incredible time, like I said. It's going to be an incredible time. Next weekend's going to be special. So. Let's see. 843-790-3377. Guys, that's 843-790-3377. Guys, again, appreciate you all tuning in. You guys have made this Friday incredible. And by the way, thank you for the love and support, because you guys have made the first week of the expanded Daily Crow a massive, massive success. I'll be honest with you. The time has felt like it just flies by. Truly, the time has flown by. You would think going to noon to 2, 2 hours sounds like a long time. I think it's been just like that. It's just gone. So I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for making this a huge success in the first week. And we're rocking and rolling from here, man. Like I said, daily podcasts are back next week, Monday through Friday. We're getting after it. We are getting after it. Robbie Davis says, I only got a couple things to say. One game at a time, 1 week at a time. Go Gamecocks. Hope you have a great weekend, my friend. Hope you have a great weekend as well, Robbie. Thank you. Justin Sutherland said, if you could ask Beamer something right now, what would it be? I'll tell you this. The one question I feel like I haven't heard anybody ask him that I almost called in the call-in show last night is like, he hasn't really talked about wide receivers. Who has stepped up at the wide receiver position? Who right now has separated themselves as the number one wide receiver? Who has? You know what I mean? I haven't heard him talk about that. So I guess that'd probably be the one thing I would ask. That'd probably be the one thing I would ask him right now. So Jimmy Mendio, thank you. Thank you, sir. Let's see, Travis says, enjoyed listening, cutting grass in the hot-ass heat. Yeah, it is pretty hot outside, Travis. Breaking 7, he says, Dak Joyner. Maybe so. I'd love to see it. Luke RJ says, just cracked my first beer of the weekend. Got to get it going. Friday beers, man. Can't even blame you. Friday beers. Attaboy, get after it. Friday beers. Why not? Great Friday to have a beer. Bad day to be a cold beer. That's for sure. especially if you're around Luke RJ. Bad day to be a cold beer. Like I said, guys, quick reminder, we will go live tonight, the season simulation series, 7 o'clock. We'll be taking on the Texas A&M Aggies. So we'll be tuned in, watching it together. By the way, if you haven't been tuning in, we are 4-3. 4-3 in our in the season simulation series. So we need 2 wins in the final 5 games to get to a bowl game in our dynasty in the simulation. So maybe A&M. They're like ranked 23rd. They've lost. Doc Graybeard. Thank you, Doc. Appreciate you, Doc. Thank you for the love and support, my friend. Seriously. You're welcome to call in and talk money anytime. I don't think it's evil. Tyler Knoll says, we haven't talked Braves baseball. They've been playing really well as of late. Will Jackson's still a dumpster fire, though. Yeah, they've been playing some great baseball. Great baseball. So, been playing some fantastic baseball for sure. I'll be honest with you guys. After the last couple of weekends, it does feel nice to just be kind of like on home soil this weekend, because it's literally been like I was at Folly Beach last weekend, Atlanta the previous weekend, getting back from Missouri the previous weekend. Feels good. Feels good to be in Cola for the weekend. So looking forward to watching some football, hanging out. Might grill in the backyard. Who knows, man? Who knows? Might have a few cold ones myself. Don't even know. Might smoke me a stogie. Never know. You never know what might happen at the Content Creation Factory. You truly just never know. I will tell you what I do know, though. Sunday, guys, we'll be out at Noma Warehouse for the Thread Affair event that I posted about on social media yesterday. Really cool. If you guys probably know, seeing like my hats and my shirts, like I love the vintage style. I love vintage apparel. And also all the guys that do vintage in Columbia, like that entrepreneurial spirit, like I really, really, really respect that and rock with it. So I'm actually sponsoring. I'm one of the sponsors for the event. We're going to be live out there probably like 1 o'clock or so. Take your questions, comments, but really it's more so to bring awareness to the event and everything going on and all that good stuff. So looking forward to being out there. And like I said, bringing awareness to them, and appreciate them having me out. Going to be a really, really good time. Going to be a really, really good time. And yeah, so if you're in the city, you want to come out to Noma Warehouse, noon to 6, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Joshua Williams says, love the shirt. Yes, kiss the rings, little baseball shirt today. What is the betting app called again? Yes, it is Prize Picks. Prize Picks. I'll be posting this on social media also, and I'll post it in the Big Cock Club Discord as well for those who are interested, but it's called Prize Picks, and when you use the code TSUS when you sign up, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. So, and it's a really simple app too. Like it's really easy to play. I mean, you're literally just picking over-unders for specific players, and you can do it in any sport. You can do it in NFL, college, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, really cool. Travis says, Chris, do one last pool Daily Crow to end the summer next week. Maybe so. Maybe so. We might have to do it. I've had people ask me why not do one on campus. That would be very interesting, right? That would be interesting. That would be interesting for sure. Daryl Wall says, man, love what you do. Great stuff every day. Let's just spot the damn ball. Daryl, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, appreciate you. Justin, indoor stogies. Yes, no better. Hey, few stogies are better than an indoor stogie. A studio stogie might be the greatest of all time, though. Studio stogie might top all. Might top all. So, hell, I might smoke a stogie on the Daily Crow next Friday just to flick ashes on the preseason, officially celebrating the end of the preseason, and cheers to the damn season getting going. Why not? Why not? Why not? Doc Gravitt is a fan. We have to support our creators. I do online marketing. People don't realize the amount of time and work that goes in being prepared to answer, making entertaining content, editing, on and on. Yeah, it's a grind, but I love it, man. I love being in a creative state and creating and producing and just making cool content, man. I truly love it. Truly love it for sure. Elizabeth Ballard, Friday pool day next week. I'll let you guys know on the pool day stuff. I'll let you guys know. So, it's going to be an incredible time. And, of course, hey, I'll tell you guys this, by the way, in closing. It's 1:59. We're about to get off of here. Thank you so much again, because you guys have made the preseason a massive success. I mean, literally, we started the preseason right at the end of baseball season, all throughout the month of June, July, this month. And, I mean, now, folks, yes, we're still counting down, but you could really argue the season starts Monday, because the game day content, 5 shows per week, the Daily Crow, it's not going to feel like we're in preseason next week. It's going to feel like we're in game mode now. So thank you so much for making this preseason such a success, rocking and rolling throughout the preseason, through the dog days of summer when it felt like there wasn't a whole lot going on. You guys have been there each and every single step of the way. So, again, thank you. That's not something I take for granted. Seriously, when there were a million other things going on during the summer, you guys were there. You guys were there rocking and rolling with the content, showing love, showing support. So, again, thank you so much. Guys, on that note, Joshua Williams, appreciate you. Travi, I'll work on getting Steven on the day. I think Steven will be down, honestly. I think Steven Garcia would be down. Doc Graybeard, you have a great weekend. Everybody tuned in. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Like I said, going to be live on Sunday, actually. A little bonus stream for you from the Thread Affair event, so look forward to that. But Daily Crow podcast all next week. 5 podcasts next week. The daily podcasts are back. Very excited. Guys, you already know the drill. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.